Oh, I've been live for quite a long time. Okay, that's a great start. Hello everyone, welcome to the Radcliffe Ladies Choir Summer Concert, which is taking place, well, I'm in my living room in Nottingham and you are wherever you are watching this. This is all very bizarre and quite a new sort of thing for everyone, I think. Anyway, we've got a very lovely evening planned for you. I hope you have got some supplies. Cheers to that. And we're just going to get started. So I thought I'd set the scene with, something that I think we all had to get used to. I know I had to anyway. This is 55 seconds that you're probably not going to get back again. Take it away. Didn't they do well? Very impressive, ladies. Well done. That was, of course, the Radcliffe Ladies Choir walking on stage, which in all of the last 10 years, we've never really been able to get it any shorter than that. I apologise. This evening, we have got a wonderful variety of clips from past concerts that we, for some reason, decided to record at the time and have never looked at since. So that's going to be a surprise for us all. We've also got some memories from members of the Ladies Choir. I've managed to persuade some guests to maybe appear. So do keep watching. We have some surprises for you and hopefully that will liven up your evening. I have no idea how long this is going to last, so just bear with me and we'll get through it together. As I say, make sure that you've got your supplies ready and off we go.
It's rainfall,
That was Didn't It Rain from our 25th anniversary concert back in July 2016. We are now going to move on to a concert that we did back in 2012, back at St Barnabas Cathedral, which I've been to a few times. This concert was a charity concert raising money for the Nottingham Hospitals charity, in which we also added to the total raised from the concert and the total that we raised from our charity calendar, which may be discussed periodically throughout this evening's concert. If you if you don't know anything about it, it's probably for the best, but more on that stuff later. The next two pieces that you're going to hear, the first one is The Water of Time, which is a song that I inherited when I took over the choir. And it was one of the very few pieces that we decided to stick with. It's a beautiful arrangement by Michael Newm, who we do quite a lot of his arrangements actually, and he just writes spectacularly well for upper voices. So this is The Water of Time. It's going to be followed by a new edition that I brought to the choir, which we had started relearning for this summer concert. So it is really sad that we cannot perform that for you this evening, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy this rendition from 2012. Also the fact that it's been sung in the cathedral. Nice and gentle at the beginning, and then nice and rough afterwards. It is, of course, Proud Mary. But before that, this is The Water of Time. So from Proud Mary, we're going to go to another piece that I introduced way back in the early days. This is a piece by Eric Whitacre, who is a sort of American conductor slash model superstar type person. He's the one that made virtual choirs cool before, you know, COVID-19. So we've got him to thank for a lot of things, including one of the items that we are going to be doing later on, which is a virtual choir performance. So that is, you're in for a treat, I think. This piece is called The Seal Lullaby and is beautiful. That's all I'm going to say. And it was a real delight to be able to sing this in the Cathedral Acoustic as well. So I hope you enjoy. That was by no means the last piece of Eric Whitacre that we have performed in the Ladies' Choir in the past 10 years. Since I started introducing pieces like Addie Amos and Proud Mary and Seal Lullaby, we decided to move on with tackling some major works, one of which was the Fauré Requiem in an upper voice version, which we performed back in 2012, and we've also performed it since in 2018, both on Remembrance Sunday. Both of those, I think, have gone down in the memories of all who were involved as really wonderful and moving experiences. I took it a few steps further in 2013 by introducing the choir to Benjamin Britten's Ceremony of Carols, one of my all-time favourite pieces, particularly the harp interlude. Oh, divine. anyway, we tackled the piece, and I'm glad that we did, because it turned out to be Lucy Thorpe's favourite work that we've ever done. She goes on about it all the time. I know, Lucy, we get it. You love it. For our 25th anniversary, we decided to return to Sam Whitaker, and we performed his 5 Hebrew love songs in the arrangement for upper voices and string quartet. Unfortunately, we don't have recording of that to show you, but we do have a piece from the Highly String Quartet who got in touch to provide us with this next clip, which is some Mozart. And I hope you enjoy that as an example of some of our guest performances over the past 10 years. Take it away!
Hello, Alex. These are just a few of the thoughts that I've had over the last 10 years that come to mind. There are so many of them. Most of all, I think it's the sense of fun and enjoyment that I've had out of every piece of music that we've ever performed. It's been absolutely great. As I say, I've loved every minute of it. I always remember when you first walked through the door for the interview with the committee, and I saw this tall man standing there with a shock of red hair and the look on his face, and I thought, there's a sense of fun there. We're going to enjoy this. And I was so right. Thank you so much. Music wise, I always remember the piece that we did from Frozen. I think it's called Eaten Lemon Vuele. It was not an easy piece to do. And when you looked at the audience's faces, they thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I've always remembered that. And on a more serious note, though, is when we've performed Fauré's Requiem, both at St Mary's and at St Giles Church. That was absolutely brilliant. It was really something, that was. And of course, the tours, the sense of camaraderie that we have in the choir that, was shown on the tours to Belfast and Durham and Cheltenham and York, and of course when we went to Norfolk as well. But overall, I think it's always this sense of camaraderie that we have in the choir, and long may it continue. Thank you so much for what you've done for us over the last 10 years, and I wish you all the luck in Salford. God bless.
Thank you, Sheila. Very kind words. Yes, we have been on tour. The first tour that I was involved with was when we went to Wales, and we basically had an overnight stay at Beth Gellert. Lots of very fond memories from that trip, both getting there, the trip and being there and going back. Although tinged with sadness because I left my sunglasses in the church and didn't realise until we were very much quite far away from Beth Gellert on the way back home. That's a great sadness, actually. Gosh, more emotion. One of the great things about doing these tours is that you get to go and sing with choirs in the area and doing joint concerts. And what usually happens, and this did happen here, is that choir decide that they would like to come back to visit us in Radcliffe, mostly, let's go to Nottingham, have a day out shopping in Nottingham, and do a concert with the Radcliffe Ladies Choir in the evening, which I think is what happened on this particular occasion. Anyway, when the choir eventually arrived, we had a rehearsal of our joint piece, and you're going to hear just a little snippet of this rehearsal now. This is Sia Hamba.
Ripping good times. I had a ripping good time in Ripon, ripping my tights as I crashed to the ground, with grass up my nostril and mud in my hair, an unseemly display for my choir friends to share. I had a tripping good fall in Ripon. Tripping was capturing spires through the trees. "Don't move," came the call as I lay in a sprawl, too stunned to get up, let alone try to crawl. I had flipping good care in Ripon. Black shoes now clustered round a black splattered heap. Try to turn over, so I squint at the sky. Some weight to be lifted, a selected few try. I had a ripping good sing in Ripon, raising the roof in our joint enterprise, filling my lungs with the cool spring air, side by side with those offering friendship and care. I've had a ripping good time in divine places where musical memories have been made, always challenged and charmed to give of our best. This choir, so well guided, is thus truly blessed. Farewell, Alex. I shall miss you.
It's nice to see that Ripon made such an impression on Jill there. The ladies choir have been on tour quite a bit actually over the past 10 years. We've been to places like Cheltenham, we've been to Suffolk, dragging them to see Benjamin Britten's grave. That was great. We have also been to Durham, and actually, fun fact for you, we tried to get to do an afternoon recital in Durham Cathedral, and they kept saying no, and of course I was livid about that. Turns out when we arrived, the reason we weren't allowed to do a recital is because they were filming the next Marvel film at the time, which was the Avengers. So yeah, I mean, we got excited because we thought Thor himself was there, but we didn't get to sing with him, which is a great sadness for many of us. One of the other places we've been, of course, is Northern Ireland. I love just dragging choirs back to my homeland, and they love it too, apparently. We went to my parents' gaff, which is a coffee shop and campsite area called Mealmore Lodge. Google it, you'll find lots of pretty pictures. It was lovely to take them there, and I was hoping for stunning weather, but of course it did rain and it was very misty, and the moment we were on the coach where you go around this bend and you'd see a beautiful vista of the Mourne Mountains sweeping down to the sea wasn't quite as effective or there as I'd hoped. But we went up to Mealmore Lodge and had a lovely cup of tea and a bit of a sing-song. And here's a short clip of one of the pieces that we sang there. You'll see some of my family members also there. Give them a wave. The Welsh one, and go!
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are softly blooming, and the warm fountain time rolls around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather.
one of my best moments of being in Radcliffe Ladies Choir was singing a very cheeky version of Jingle Bells as a small group with Matt the bass. That was loads of fun.
Oh, I'm going to need to top them. Okay, right. Thank you, Esther. I have fond memories having Matthew Jordan with us for that particular concert. And that is a great arrangement of Jingle Bells. I think originally made famous by Michael Bublé and the Papini sisters, but really brought to the fore with yourselves and Matthew. We've had a wonderful array of guests. Of course, we've mentioned the Highly Strung String Quartet. We also, for the 25th anniversary, we had essentially brass for a rousing number. We had a jazz band in with us. We had René Bloissandeux, who's the most English person you'll ever meet, with us. He sung, I remember we did a Disney program with him, which was lovely. Be our guest, exemple. My French is really bad. I really need to work on that. One of the guests that we've had recurring quite a lot in the history of the Ladies Choir, even before my time, is the saxophonist Alistair Parnell. And he's very kindly shared with us a video that he's recorded during lockdown with his saxophone ensemble Equinox. This is a performance of one of the pieces that we in the choir have also sung recently, and that I think has become the anthem really during the coronavirus lockdown period. This is Over the Rainbow. Well, we are nearly at the end of part one. You're all doing very well. I'm so proud of you all. I need a bit of a top up, not going to lie. But before that, we're going to go straight to our final piece from the first half. This is a piece that we did back in 2011. And I remember discovering it in the music library for the choir. And our chair at the time, Viv, telling me how great it would be to resurrect that. And we did, and it was glorious. I mean, I had a lot of fun, and I know the choir did, even though they say they hated it. And we decided we were going to bring it back this year. And of course, sadly, we're not able to perform that to you for you this evening. But we do have a recording, and here it is. This is Chingaring Chaw. Congratulations on making it to the end of part one. We now have a short interval of about 2 minutes. So please go and top yourself up, do what you need to do in these 2 minutes, and we will be back for part two. Please also do use social media to let people know that you are watching the concert. We are at Radcliffe Ladies on Twitter, and just search for Radcliffe Ladies Choir on Facebook. Please keep continuing to use the chat. Thank you. Okay, we've only got about a minute and a half left, so I'm so sorry. Go. Okay, bye. Okay, time everyone. You've got about 30 seconds to go. Time, please, time. Okay, we ready? We ready? Good? Great.
Chicken tikka mango chutney and a pint of lager. Chicken tikka mango chutney and a pint of lager. Chicken tikka mango chutney and a pint of lager.
It's just not quite together. Should we do that again with a sense of pulse? 3,
Chicken tikka mango chutney and a pint of lager. Chicken tikka mango chutney and a pint of lager. Chicken tikka mango chutney and a pint of lager. Banana and peel rice.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of this evening's concert. I hope you are suitably refreshed and are ready for what is probably going to be quite an emotional second half. You have been warned. The rest of the concert is going to run unannounced, so I'm not going to interrupt, hopefully. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to say a few words. Here we go. Good luck, Alex. It's really difficult to know how to really properly describe just how much of an impact the Ladies Choir has had on my life over the past 10 years. In sort of preparing for this concert, I actually took a look back at the first MD report that I wrote back in 2011, which was about 9 months after I first started with the choir. And it's amazing to read how the sentiments that I talked about in that report really do ring true all these years later. So I'm going to read for you what I wrote in that first report, or a bit of it. There's quite a lot of waffle, as you can imagine. Here we go. Since joining the choir in May last year, I can honestly say that conducting the RLC has been one of the most enjoyable jobs I've ever undertaken. But of course, job isn't really the right word to use. It became increasingly more evident to me after each Wednesday rehearsal that RLC is much more than just a choir. It's a community, and one that I feel really privileged to be a part of. I then went on, waffled a lot about various concerts, but I remember signing off with a note to say that Wednesdays had been such a highlight of my week back then, and I can honestly say that they have remained over the past 10 years a constant highlight in my working week. It's been such an honour to spend 2 hours each Wednesday with you, making glorious music and having such a lot of fun. Our motto, friendship through singing, is the thing that really attracted me to the choir in the first place. And I thought, well, if they live by that motto, then that's something that I want to be a part of. And it is without a doubt the thread that runs through everything that we do. I cannot thank you enough for your support, but most importantly, your enthusiasm for some of the incredibly wacky ideas and foolish ideas, some of them, that I've had over the past 10 years. And thank you for your willingness just to go for it. It's been such an honour and a joy, and I can really safely say that I have been changed for the better, and I have been changed for the good, and I'm so grateful for that, and so grateful for your friendship, and I hope we will all see each other again very, very soon. Thank you.
Shine, shine, shine.
Hello, I have a very special memory in relation to Radcliffe Ladies Choir. A composer called Sarah Cortell was commissioned to write a song for the choir based on comments that she had received from choir members. And it was a lovely song, it is a lovely song called All the Way Home. In relation to that, we had an afternoon cream tea, and Sarah Cortell was in this country, so she was invited to join us, which she did. And she gave us a talk on how she composed her songs, and we sang, I think, 3 of her songs to her. It was a very magical afternoon for me and very emotional, and it was a thing that I will always treasure.
Hello Alex, so many lovely memories, wonderful buildings where we have visited and sung, singing an impromptu concert in the undercroft of Fountains Abbey on a rainy day, the terror of the nude calendar, and the feel-good feeling after rehearsals, singing all the way home in the car. Thanks so much for all the lovely memories, Jane.
Hi, this is Sarah Cortell, and I am so honored to introduce the next piece on the program today. All the Way Home was a commission from the Radcliffe Ladies Choir that I completed a few years ago, and it was just a tremendous experience for me. I got in touch with Alex and the ladies and asked them to share some thoughts with me about what their choir means to them, what inspires their singing, what inspires their friendship, what inspires this phenomenal musical relationship that they share. And the responses that they gave, wow, were tremendously touching, were inspiring, and came together to help inspire the text of this piece. So there is the heart, and there are the words and the camaraderie of this group of fine singers found in this piece. I wish you all the very best, and I'm cheering you on. Forever your friend.
Sing
few words, reflections on the past 10 years. Well, there was a young man from Northern Ireland, a talented redhead fresh from uni, a composer, a chorister, eager to take on a village choir of ladies who needed a new MD. From cool beginnings, charity calendars and fun, to singing without copy, he knocked us into shape. Phraseology, where to breathe, remember to smile, no please, last-minute changes and additions notwithstanding, to perform with confidence and authority. Pop, film, classics, Elgar, Foray, Britain, the challenge of Hebrew and Latin. Music composed especially for RLC. His enthusiasm and optimism knew no bounds. Tours followed with concerts in prestigious cathedrals, a tiny Welsh church, a cappella at Fountains Abbey, a cafe in the rain-drenched mountains of Mourne. For 10 years we have watched you grow, from a boy with curls to bearded mature, followed your progress at St. B's, even bought your CDs, become part of our life in Ratcliffe-on-Trent. But now pastures new beckon, your horizons to expand, and Salford's your destination. A new choir to form, fresh congregations to serve, no further procrastination. It's time for us to say farewell and wish you all the very best. We'll miss you, Alex. Good luck and thank you.
My heart is like a singing bird whose nest is in the water.
Hello Alex, this is just to say a big thank you for the last 10 years. It's been great, an absolute hoot, a lot of fun but a lot of challenges and much enjoyment. Particular memories for me are the tours, of course, and going to all those lovely cathedrals and the acoustics that we've heard ring back to us, which were fantastic. Particularly Tewkesbury Abbey for me, that don't know why, but it just was brilliant. And what a surprise when we got to Fountains Abbey, and the solarium was brilliant. Lovely acoustics there, but in the pouring rain. And what did we sing? But of course, didn't it rain? And the audience seemed to appreciate it too, and it gave them an excuse to get out the dry. And we brought them in. So the National Trust, there's a bob or two really. Also, all your concerts, the themed concerts, fantastic. Going from weather to films to women composers, just the sheer variety was fantastic. Particular pieces that I remember singing, which every time I hear it on the radio I think of you, Addie Amos particularly, Carl Jenkins. Never thought we'd be able to do that, no words, but you know, we got through it. And then there was the Italian Boule, which was so striking because we had this parade down the aisle of the church after half time, and the D's walked down in the dark, and it was just a brilliant piece, and I'd never thought of the music from Frozen. So yeah, I don't know how you choose these pieces, but fantastic. Singing choral music, again, stretching us, pushing us, but we got there in the end. Fuori's Requiem, particularly for me. And a particular moment for me was because when it came to the solo of P.A. Yesu, I had Ellie Martin just behind my back, and it was so emotional. It was just, her voice was fantastic, and I know I can speak for all of the choir. We are so looking forward to welcoming Ellie as our new musical director. The tours, going to Northern Ireland was spectacular, seeing where your family have their farm in the Mourne Mountains, singing again in the rain in their cafe was lovely to your family. And yeah, using Dropbox has been such a fantastic thing to improve us all learning at home, but that was all set up by you, and it's been just, you know, so helpful to us that I think our audiences have so enjoyed your concerts as well, and we've heard so many positive comments on how our choir has improved over the last 10 years. So we wish you all the best of luck in your future career, but thank you so much for all you've done.
All the money that e'er I spent it in good company, and all the I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you. Good night and joy be with you.
Hello. I have many happy and fond memories of the last 10 years of Radcliffe Ladies Choir, but one of the funniest and the most memorable for me has to be making this, the Radcliffe Ladies Choir charity calendar that we made in 2011 for the Nottingham Hospitals charity. Many of the members spent 2 very funny days filming this calendar or putting it together. It was made in a Calendar Girls style, and each of the months was based on the theme of a song that we were singing at the time. Alex was also involved in the calendar, and there were also live chickens, bubble baths, apple trees, and also the funniest moment has to be when we were all sitting on the stairs posing for the December shot, here, and the doorbell went because the lady whose house we were in, her window cleaning was coming to ask for his money.
I have been a member of the choir for 5 years and do enjoy singing the wide variety of music in our repertoire. Alex has given such careful thought and consideration in selecting appropriate music for each concert. It really is disappointing that our 2020 summer concert had to be cancelled. This would have been Alex's last concert with us, during which we were to sing For Good. It would have been very moving and memorable to sing this song, as the words are so meaningful.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me, like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet passes as it passes the wind of the sea. Like a stream that meets a cathedral, the one who can say if I've been changed for the better. I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you,
Because I knew you, because I knew you,
I have been changed. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and won't kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you miss me. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave the worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave the worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Dream a little dream of me.
Hi Alex, where have the past 10 years gone? When you told us earlier this year that you would be moving to Salford and that our summer concert would be your last one, little did anyone realise that it wouldn't be happening at St Mary's Church, but we would be on the internet. Strange times. I'm sure no one would ever have believed that. I've so many happy memories of times in choir, from fundraising events like the calendar, choir tours, and so much laughter that it's difficult to just pick one. I do remember a young, fresh-faced Irishman coming along to choir with his boundless enthusiasm and that mop of hair. You were like a breath of fresh air, which is what we needed following a few unsettling years. We've had our ups and our downs. We've had lots of laughter. We've had challenges, such as doing 5 Hebrew love songs. But it's been fun. Whatever your future holds for you, enjoy it. Be happy. Don't forget us, because we certainly won't forget you. Bye, Alex. All the very best. We will miss you.
When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. Trust abounding. No one falls with doors and visions, golden living dreams and visions. Mystic crystal revelation, and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius,
sad to read. But when I tried the words of faith from my mind, you smiled and I'm enchanted, but no words I find, and so I sing this song. It's you I adore. I give my heart, I'll not give less. I've nothing left but happiness, and I need nothing more. But when I try the words of faith from my mind, you smile and I'm enchanted, but no words I find, and so I sing this song. It's you I adore. I give my heart, I not give less. I've nothing left but happiness, and I need nothing more.